waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all punch that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Shout out to the mod squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. I see y'all flooding in. Cap for life. I see you. Andres Negron, SL Flame. What up? G. I see you. Juan Gonzalez, Leisure Life. Man, y'all showing up right now. That's what's up. California in the house. That's what's up, Ronnie. I see you, Dolphineer, man. I see all y'all up in here, man. As y'all come in, make sure you punch that like button. Glenn, I see you just checked in. Again, everybody that's on Twitter right now, make sure you stop by the YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of Twitter viewers as well on this show on a regular basis. Before we get started, I want to set some things straight up front so that I don't got to hear people mouth up front, all right? Let's go ahead and set it straight. Have I talked to anybody in Tua's camp? No. Has somebody told me that Tua Tagovailoa is going to take less money and bet on himself? The answer is no. I'm going to tell you that straight up, but you heard it here first. I am telling you right now that Tua Tagovailoa is about to take less money and he will not bet on himself. And this stream is about why and why it would not be good for him to play hardball. We're going to get into it and more. So for all those that's want a whole clickbait, yeah, you can go ahead and get out of here now. I just set that straight, okay? This stream is simply about why Tua Tagovailoa is about to take less money and will not bet on himself. So let's go ahead and dive in and get right into it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, the point of this in general should make everybody happy. See, this is what nobody really want to talk about. Everybody want to always talk about the division in the community. Why can't everybody come together? But you know what? The one thing that nobody should really have a problem with, unless you're the extremist on both sides, is Tua Tagovailoa taking less money and not betting on himself. We should all be just fine with that, right? For those who love Tua and want Tua, less money, not betting on himself doesn't matter because he's under contract further for the Dolphins and he's your guy. For those who don't want the team to sign Tua on a long-term deal, less money doesn't hurt the team as much. And on top of it, it gives the team an out if things don't go right. Because the one thing I need people to understand real quick is the fact that we don't have a conclusion on Tua Tagovailoa yet. Even his biggest fans and his biggest detractors, the truth of the matter is we don't have a conclusion on Tua Tagovailoa yet. We got a lot of people that believe he's going to be great. We got a lot of people who believe he ain't going to ever amount to nothing. But the truth of the matter is we still don't have a conclusion. We still don't have a conclusion on Tua Tagovailoa, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I've been an advocate of saying the reality is move on from Tua if you can find better. If you can't find better, then hey, give him another opportunity. Give him another opportunity. I've been one of the main advocates of that. This is why every day on Twitter, I got to answer the same question. TD, do you really think Tua is trash? I didn't say the man was trash. I actually say he good. I just don't believe good is good enough. Now, I've said he's had trash moments. Who hasn't? Even Brady has. But Tua done had quite a bit of them. But that's neither here nor there, okay? The truth of the matter is we still don't have a conclusion on Tua. So the real debate, whether people want to acknowledge it or not, is whether we should lock him down long-term now to save money long-term, or we should wait and make sure we got our guy so we ain't wasting money long-term. That's what it comes down to. And I was sitting back and I thought about it. Everybody calm down. It's okay. Tua Tagovailoa, I am 90% confident he is going to take less money because he will not bet on himself. Let's get into it. Let me ask y'all a question. When have you ever seen Chris Greer get in contract negotiations and he lost? And he got caught up with nowhere to go and had to do it. When have you ever seen Chris Greer cave? Now, there's only one occasion, but I want to see if y'all get that one. But outside of that, I want to see if y'all can get it. When have you seen Chris Greer really cave? When have you seen him cave? He didn't cave on Tyreek. That was an opportunity. Go get it. That's nothing. He didn't cave on Christian Wilkins. He lost them. If he would have caved on Christian Wilkins, he would have gave him his money a year ago, and we would have all been happy today at $22 million, $23 million a year. We would have all been happy. And you all are correct. He caved on Xavier Howard. But let me explain to y'all, the Xavier Howard situation was a peculiar situation, and the only reason he caved, and he drew it out before he caved. Don't forget that. He caved because he had failed with his draft pick. It was that bad. Noah Igbenogany was that bad, and Byron Jones was hurt. He had to cave. He had to cave. It's the only time. And on top of it, I don't even consider it a cave because even he knew we aren't competitive right now. We're not going to win a Super Bowl right now. The money got to go somewhere. So why do I bring this up? I bring it up because Chris Greer is a shrewd operator. Chris Greer ain't around here playing these games. Chris Greer makes his point known. Chris Greer tells you what he's going to do and what he ain't going to do. And he'll kind of tell you where there's wiggle room and you go back and forth. But the reality of this contract right here, ladies and gentlemen, whether people want to acknowledge or not, whether they want to be all high and mighty, let's get off our soapboxes and talk about some facts for a moment. The Miami Dolphins have never solely wholeheartedly believed in Tua Tagovailoa. Ever. In 4 years, they have never, now remember the key words I'm using here, solely, unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, they have never believed in this man to that extent. Now remember, oh yeah, they have. They said no, to that extent. Let's just say, like for real, we're gonna have a conversation real quick, and we're gonna talk about some facts. We're not gonna get into feelings and no, we're gonna talk about what we know. We know without a shadow of a doubt, the Miami Dolphins in the last 4 years have not unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, without any hesitation, believed in Tua Tagovailoa. They haven't. The first 2 years is obvious. I don't even have to get into that. The third year, you know they didn't believe in him because they wanted to replace him but couldn't do it. The plan failed. But then in the third year, oh, he's actually playing better. McDaniel on to something. End of the year crash. Again, you got Stephen Ross in the stand waddling, and at the end of the year looking like this crap again. You think those feelings from the first 2 years go away because you see 10 games of amazingness and then all of a sudden, like a string, 3-4 games are just trash and then you hurt? Plus the injury concerns with the concussions. It's just so much. And you think in the back of their mind, they're like, oh, he played 10 good games. It's all good. Forget the concussions. Forget all of that. Forget the pass. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's still in the back of their head. But now it's like, dang, we're forced to see a fourth year now. You can't move on because there was a little something that we hope we could build on, right? And then year 4 comes last year. Once again, 70-point games, playing the same way he did the year before. But any smart person already knows we saw this before. We already saw this. Now, let's find out if he can finish it off this time. And he did the same thing again, but this time he was present to be even worse. And what people don't want to tell y'all, let me educate y'all on something. What people don't want to tell y'all is that he actually regressed last year. People are out here selling this narrative. He's been incrementally getting better. He regressed last year. Not by much, but it was a regression. And as long as it was still solid, they don't want to talk about that. This is why Stephen Ross and Chris Greer, and let me say another thing. Let's stop acting like Chris Greer is the driving factor in what's going on right now. Stephen Ross has something to say about the guaranteed money that's being given out. He has to sign off on this stuff. You think he's going to be walking up in the building? Hey, we want to give to 180 million guarantees. Stephen Ross like, hold on. Let's talk about this first. Stephen Ross is thinking through this stuff too. Because this is the franchise's future. The franchise, he promised us a Super Bowl. So trust me when I tell you, they've never unequivocally believed in Tua Tagovailoa. Now, after year 2, they threw all their support behind him. See, there's a difference between throwing all your support behind and fully believing. They threw all their support behind him in efforts to fully believe, and they still ain't got the answer yet. Like I said, we're gonna really be honest in this stream today, okay? If they really, truly, unequivocally believed in him, would he not set the market? Like, let's be honest here. Would he not have already set the market? It wouldn't be all this, they got to work out the language. They got to work out. Wouldn't he have already set the market? It's the reality. It ain't rocket science, y'all. Y'all think it's rocket science? Everybody like, well, hold on. Herbert and Burrow and them, they got their deal right at the end of training camp. That was after year 3, almost the earliest point you could have gotten it. That was after year 3. Stop comparing the same thing after year 4. They got theirs a whole year early. It doesn't work like that. If you unequivocally know you got the guy, you don't even complain about the little nuances. You set the market. But the reason why they haven't set the market is because they don't know that they unequivocally have the guy. They know that they have a guy who ain't bad. He is a good quarterback, but is good enough. And if we don't have assurances, we can't be putting all this guaranteed money behind that. So I know that Chris Greer is going to play hardball in this and he's not going to budge. But here's the important part about that. People are like, well, what if Tua holds out? I would be floored if Tua Tagovailoa held out. Because holding out is basically saying that you are ultimately betting and confident in who you are as a quarterback. Now, he should be, right? He should be, right? But this is where I got to ask, how confident is Tua in himself as a quarterback? This is why it's stressing him, because this is the opportunity to get his bag and he wants to try to hurry up and get it. And I've been listening to a lot of people on this subject, and it's so funny how the narrative started and now how it's starting to shift. The narrative started, it's his turn up. He's been doing just as much as the ones who got paid. It's his time, give him his money. And now people are starting to see the reality of it and say, well, let's be honest, Tua ain't that good. He ain't that good to be setting the market. And don't mess up your bag. Let's be real honest here. I know it's people that believe in him, but let's be real honest here. Let's take it from a civilian level to my people who work, maybe 9 to 5s or middle class, or, may make, under $100,000 a year. Well, you know what? Let's just encompass 95% of the people that make under $1 million a year, whatever, right? The Dolphins come to you today and say, hey, man, we know that you are the best, graphic designer in the world, and you design all kind of logos for us, whatever. I don't know. We want to offer you $30 million a year. And you're like, man, I'm looking at the graphic designers in the NFL. Man, it's some of them that have been doing it for a while, like 20 years, but I'm better than them and they making 40. Like, let's be honest here. You may be good, but at the same token, like, take your money. Because they can go find another graphic designer and maybe pay 24. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're just coming from a situation where some people are telling you to retire. And some people still believe you injury prone and they scared for your health, losing weight and all of that. Like we out here talking about $50+ million when technically, let's be honest, man, Tua ain't the set market type quarterback unless he's robbing a team or the team is just stupid. But at the same token, I understand the market is the market, but your general manager and front office just made it clear to you. So you gonna really play that game? You really gonna play that game? I don't think Tua's in a position to really play that game. Because I'm gonna tell you now, man, don't let another quarterback with all these weapons and stuff show some success in this system. And now I know, see, and let me tell you, this is why the media and these delusionals out here, the reason why they keep lying and keeping certain narratives strong, because they know that these narratives are going to hold them long term to try to keep their point across. And you want to know what the main narrative I believe it's like one of the biggest lies ever? that puts things into their perspective. It's this notion that less than a handful of quarterbacks can run this system better than Tua Tagovailoa. Where do y'all get off saying that? How can you say only a certain amount of quarterbacks can run this system better than Tua when he's one of two quarterbacks in the system? You ain't seen nobody else run it. As a matter of fact, some of these guys might actually be better in it, and y'all don't even know. I mean, it just came out. Something came out on Twitter, right? Let me see if I can pull it up. Something came out on Twitter today. And this is why I always tell y'all, they always talk about Tua's the most accurate quarterback in the NFL, or at least top 3, right? And Warren Sharp dropped these stats today. The highest rate of incompletions due to inaccurate passes. The highest rate of incompletions due to inaccurate passes. So these are the highest rate of incompletions because of the quarterback's fault. Let me name the quarterbacks that's better than Tua, where it ain't their fault. Their incompletions ain't their fault. Let me name the quarterbacks that's better than Tua. And this is a minimum of 175 attempts, pretty much around 6 games minimum. Geno Smith, Jake Browning, Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Will Levis, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Zach Wilson, Brock Purdy, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Desmond Ridder, Derek Carr, Justin Fields, Gardner Minshew, Joe Flacco, Ryan Tannehill better than him, Jimmy Garoppolo, Bailey Zappi, Sam Howell, Mac Jones, and then Tua Tagovailoa, followed by Daniel Jones. How many quarterbacks was that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 quarterbacks better. And we always talk about this accuracy. Accuracy. These are your incomplete passes due to inaccuracies. Tua, 34.3% of his incomplete passes are due to his inaccuracies, 1 out of every 3. A little more than 1 out of every 3. And this is why I tell y'all, well, nobody can run this system because it takes an accurate quarterback. I've been telling y'all there's more accurate quarterbacks in this league. Stop looking at completion percentage to define accuracy. You know how many passes that Tyreek and them go get that shouldn't be caught? Stop saying completion percent is accuracy. Don't mess around. He cannot afford to mess around and let a competent quarterback in this position. People can get mad at me all they want, but I'm going to tell you now. You better not let a Ryan Tannehill in this system. You better not. Get mad at me. Oh, Ryan Tannehill. Get mad at me all you want. You better not let Mr. Sharp Dink and Dunk in this system. Especially since he can lead his receivers consistently. There are some quarterbacks in this league you do not want in this system because they will literally obliterate every bit of stock that you have, showing that, yeah, this is easy. This is simple. This is easy. And that ain't to say one is better than the other, but we're talking about operating this system. Stop the cap. All these, no more than 5. No more than 7 for sure. Y'all don't know this. Well, his quick release. Stop it. Let's get something straight here. In this system, I know a lot of people keep saying his quick release, but you don't actually have to have the quickest release in this system. There's a lot of times Tua's getting rid of the ball, but he still got a second to throw. If that first read is there, what some of y'all don't realize is the other quarterbacks don't have to release it quick because their arm strength is going to make up for the time. This is what some of y'all don't realize. Like, let me educate y'all something on arm strength. Tua Tagovailoa throwing a 15-yard in route, whatever, right? Breaking, whatever. It might take, hypothetically, 1.8 seconds to get there. A guy with a strong arm, it might take 1.3 to get there. So all this nitpicking over, well, he got the fastest release time in the league, 0.7. And where that guy might be 0.9, but the ball still get there faster because his arm is stronger. That's what y'all don't realize. But then some of you want to argue, no, his fastest release time help him not get sacked. Man, y'all need to stop. If anybody is that close to Tua, he don't even throw the ball. 9 times out of 10, when Tua hurry up and get rid of the ball, somebody on their way to him, but they not there. They taking 2 more steps before they tap him. We get rid of the ball so fast in a lot of cases that a pass rush. Have you ever seen Tua hike the ball, somebody come off the edge and bam, he just get plastered? Never. And not just because of his release time. We are intentionally, even when we have a clean pocket, we are trying to get rid of the ball quick pre-snap because we want to identify that quick route that's going to be open at the beginning of the play. It's just our game plan. But a lot of quarterbacks can run that. A lot of quarterbacks can run that. I got to go look at Purdy's release time. I mean, they're running a similar system. But people act like he's not throwing to a wide open receiver majority of the time where he can just get rid of it right away. Do you know how many times our O-line gets blown up? Austin Jackson gets obliterated and the defensive end obliterates him and like, oh, the ball gone. The ball is gone. Not just because of release time, because we are trying to get the ball out ASAP. Regardless. Now, does a fast release for Tua help him? Absolutely. It's a good thing, right? But it would be even better if he stood into some of those throws and took the hit with the release time to hurry up and get rid of it before it gets strip sacked or before he get hit. But he don't really want to take contact. So that rarely happens. It rarely happens. Anyway, let's keep it moving. The point of the matter is Tua Tagovailoa cannot afford to let another competent quarterback. And when I say competent quarterback, I'm talking about that fringe starter quarterback. Like, let's be honest, Jacoby Brissett ain't no fringe starting quarterback. He's just a backup quarterback that's gotten starter opportunities. Mike White ain't no starting quarterback. He's just a fringe quarterback that's gotten opportunities to start. Same thing with Teddy Bridgewater. When you look at his overall makeup, he's a solid quarterback, but he's just gotten opportunities to start. But when you have a perennial starting quarterback, don't let him trade for a Flacco or bring in a Tannehill or something like that. I'm telling you now. Now, I know a lot of people, every time I bring Tannehill up, here you go with the Tannehill stuff. This is why you can't take him serious. No, you're being lazy. You're being lazy with that. And you want to know why you're being lazy? Because y'all the same people for some reason who just cannot answer why did Tannehill have success in Tennessee in his first 2 years? Led the league in passer rating, led the league in third down conversions, led the league in the air yards, and all of that crazy, ridiculous statistic stuff. All that stuff y'all raved the last 2 years about Tua with. Tannehill didn't only do it, but he did it better. So why is it that he was able to do that with Tennessee? Well, he had a great run game. They led by the run game. Did you not watch the Miami Dolphins this year? Another thing, do y'all not realize this team was led by the run game this year? This team was led by the run game. I mean, Mostert led the league in touchdowns, 21 or whatever it was. It's insane. Insane. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Low-key, the statistics our run game put up, people diminish them, but technically, it is insane. People don't even talk about it as much. But we know why, because they're so fixated on Tua, they ain't even stopped to realize how crazy our run game actually was this year. When you look at all the touchdowns, man, y'all, it's insane. Insane. Glenn said, no, you going to compare offensive lines? Absolutely. See, what people don't realize even then, when Tannehill was in Tennessee, that offensive line was very comparable to the Dolphins. What they had was a good center and they had good tackles. The guards weren't good. It was, to me, it's no different from your Armstead, Jackson, and Connor was. Them weren't great guards. But when you got a run game keeping you at bay with Derrick Henry, it's a little timid. You know, they wondering, oh, is it the play action? Is it the run? And that's what we had already in Miami. They had one of the best O-lines. Yeah, Glenn, go look at the win rates. You'll be shocked at the Tennessee win rates. Go look at the win rates. Because guess what? Believe it or not, Tannehill got the ball out of his hand quick too. Even when they got blown up. See, the difference between Tua and Tannehill actually would take the hit while delivering the football when he was in Tennessee. Well, we know that even when he was with Miami. If you follow, because everybody knew I was a huge Tannehill fan. This is why I always tell y'all, Tua go to another team, people going to follow him. I watched every Tannehill game because I've always wanted to see, is it Tannehill or was it his surroundings? The only thing I learned about Ryan Tannehill when he was in Miami is that he can't carry a team. But I knew he had the talent if he had a good nucleus around him to be good enough to help his team go farther. Now, he was trash in the playoffs, but the team was still good enough to win games. I mean, people forget he went to the AFC Championship game in his first year taking over in Tennessee. AFC Championship game. He wasn't worth nothing in the playoffs, but he went to the AFC Championship game. He didn't have the big turnovers in them first two games. But that's what I learned about Tannehill. He cannot carry a team. But I followed because I knew he got Derrick Henry, he got A.J. Brown, they got a nice tight end. I wonder if it's a lot better with a better O-line than what he had at Miami for sure. And sure enough, all my questions was answered. Man, he is a good quarterback, but he needs everything around him. He just ain't good enough. But there ain't no question what's in Miami right now ain't better than what he had in Tennessee. There ain't no question. You ain't just got Derrick Henry. You got Mostert and A-Chain. You ain't just got A.J. Brown. You got Tyreek and Waddle. They had a nice little tight end, but ain't no different from what we got. Tua can't afford to let another quarterback come in here and try. He can't. He cannot. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm Chris Greer right now in these contract back and forths, I'm going to Tua one last time before camp and saying, man, this is my final offer. I may even concede on something, but not everything. This is my final offer. And no, it ain't going to be what y'all what he asking for. And when he turned it down, the very next day, the Miami Dolphins have brought in veteran quarterback Ryan Tannehill or whoever. Coming into camp. So when we get to camp, we ain't worrying about no sit out. You think Tua gonna sit out at camp and Ryan Tannehill there? Play with it. We got $16 million right now. I know you can go get Tannehill for $5. Just because Ryan Tannehill see, here's the funny part about it. Ryan Tannehill went to Tennessee, was patient. By week 5, Ryan Tannehill was the starter. Who did he replace? Put it in the chat. This would be the irony of it all. Who did Ryan Tannehill replace? You see the irony here? You see the, boy, don't play around, Tua. Do not come 2.0. Do not become Marcus Mariota 2.0. Oh, man. Could you imagine? Boy, don't play them games. You bet not play them games. You bet not become Marcus Mariota 2.0. You talking about embarrassing? Tua wouldn't sit out, though. If I'm the Dolphins, I'll bring Ryan Tannehill in, cut Mike White, because I don't think it's guaranteed. I will cut Mike White, or I'll let all 4 of them be in camp. Or I'll let all 4 of them go to camp. Dolphins will not sign Tannehill. Well, we know they won't because they don't want that. They don't want the drama. They know what the media gonna do. Could you imagine what TD fans gonna do if Ryan Tannehill gets signed by the Dolphins? Man, I might need FBI protection. Of course they ain't gonna sign Ryan Tannehill. You know what they'll do? You know what I would do? Man, boy, these people be coming for me for real, for real, for real. Man, they ain't. Oh boy, that'll be the funniest thing known to man. But listen, don't act like they ain't gonna bring in a Ryan Tannehill like it was bad blood. That's not act like it was a bad blood situation. That's not act like it was not they literally looked out for Ryan Tannehill. We're gonna send you somewhere where you might actually have an opportunity. We're about to go through a rebuild. It won't be fair to us nor you to continue down this road. It was fair. This was no bad breakup. This wasn't no bad breakup. But could you imagine that? I guarantee you Tua wouldn't be sitting out. I can guarantee you Tua wouldn't sit out. Because the one thing I know that he'll do, then he'll be out there cooking in them wide open zone windows. Thank you, baby. Tannehill will be cooking in them wide open zone windows all day. Ooh, nice. He'll be cooking in them zone windows all day. He would not sit out. But it will be also Chris Greer making a statement. He wouldn't sit out, and then that's when Chris Greer say it looks like you're gonna be playing on your 5th year because you didn't take my final offer. And a matter of fact, the offer's off the table now. The offer's off the table now. It's that simple, y'all. Tua is not going to bet on himself. It's too much to lose betting on yourself, especially if the Dolphins out here offering you 45 or 48 million, something like that, even 50 on the dot. And if you're not taking it, first of all, if they're offering you anything over 45 and you're scoffing at it, something wrong with your agent. Because let me tell you the conundrum right now. This is where Tua or somebody in his family may need to step in if this is the case. The agent has to try to get him a $55, $56 million deal because it's going to make him look bad, the agent. It's just like the Waddle and Smith deal. Devontae Smith's agent looks bad right now. You think he's finna be getting new clients anytime soon? After what just happened with Waddle and Smith only got what he got, and Waddle got all that guaranteed money? Smith's agent ain't looking good right now for doing that. That's embarrassing. So the agent has to figure out how to get this done. So the agent is telling Tua we're gonna get it done because he want to deliver. He want to deliver for him. Even if you ain't worth it, it's my job to deliver for you. But he also got to read the room and understand the situation. Bro, 45 million more than you ever. Trust me, bro. You might want to take this. Because if we go down that hardball road, if we go down the long way, let me tell you what that looks like. Any injury, you miss one game, any little injury, it's going to hurt my negotiating power next year. And let's be honest, we're 4 years in and you only had one healthy season. And let's be honest about that. You were healthy in large part because one, the team made sure they got rid of the ball quick. You didn't make any business decisions. You didn't run the ball. All of these factors put in place that limits you. And now you're supposed to go out there this year and get rid of those limits and really go play and show that you can be athletic and mobile and all of that. If you get hurt, and this is the game of football, if you get hurt, your whole stock goes out of the window. If you have a season-ending situation, for whatever reason, you ain't making more than $30 million next year. If that, because we hope you were playing great before it even happened. On top of that, you got to perform at a high level. And I'm telling you now, this is going to be the hardest schedule you have ever had since you've been in the NFL. When you go look at that schedule, this is going to be the toughest schedule that you have ever had. You're going to have to deliver at a high level, not just at the end of the season, but the whole season. Yeah, you got the weapons around you. You got all this and that. Not saying you can't play in cold weather, but history shows you're 0-6 in anything below 48 degrees. You got a lot of those games. Not a lot, but you got like 3 or 4 against great teams late in the season. You got to go to Green Bay with it. You got the Buffalo one with it. You got the Jets with it. And one more. Forgot which one it is, but it's one more. So you got to stay healthy. You got to play at a high level with the most brutal schedule you ever had. Do you want to take that chance? $48 million is good money. You want to play a whole season risking 15 to 20 million. Truth be told, I'm saying 15 to 20, but there could be a situation where you only get a $10, $15 million deal the next year if something go wrong. And it might be a 1-year deal, maybe a 2-year with only 1 year guaranteed. And y'all think I'm just saying this stuff. One more injury from Tua, season ending or anything, that's it. It ain't it for him in the league, but I'm telling you now, like say they made him play through his 5th year, right? And week 12, he out for the season for whatever reason. Let me knock on wood. That's it. They may not even franchise him next year at $40 million. That's it. They're going to sit there and they're going to say, we'll give you a 2-year, $60 million deal and guarantee 35. Because we love you. If that, they won't even franchise tag him because his value is going to be less than the franchise at that point. They might just offer him a cheaper Daniel Jones deal. You can't take that risk, man. Go get your cash. You already making money that's going to change your family life, but go ahead and take this bag. Take this lesser bag now, bro. Glenn talk about no way he takes that. Glenn, this man go out there and like say week 12, he out for the season. He ain't going to take a 2-year 6. Who going to pay? Who going to pay him? Who going to pay him? Who going to pay him? He ain't going to get no deal more than 3 years. Ain't no team in the league going to give him a deal more than 3 years. They might give him a 3-year, 120, which is 40 per, but then it'll only be guaranteed 55. So it's like a 1 year. No, Glenn, bro, this man clocks in 4 injured seasons out of 5. That's it. I'm not saying he won't have a market, but it ain't gonna be for no 45 plus $40 million, bro. You don't think people ain't learned their lesson from Daniel Jones? I know Daniel Jones got paid, but people learn from that. People learn from that. And the Raiders ain't got to overpay, and here's why. As soon as they find out, ain't nobody else finna give him more than this, the price goes down. And I give, okay, the Raiders will give him the purse. All right, the Raiders will give him the purse. If y'all believe that, maybe there will be at least one crazy team. But let me ask you as a Dolphins fan, if Tua was to get hurt this year, do you even want him anymore? Yes or no in the chat. Let me know. If something happened to him from an injury standpoint, would you even want him anymore on the team? Everybody saying no. He done. No. Nope. Here's the funny part of me asking that question. But here we are knowing how fragile he is, knowing that one more injury, we wouldn't want him, right? But yet we're willing to give him a massive long-term contract, and that still could happen on us. That's where it's weird to me. That's where it's weird to me. Pay Tua, give him a 4-year, 5-year deal. And if he was to get hurt this year, you wouldn't even want him, but now you're stuck with him. And some people arguing it's more beneficial to pay him now than to make sure. People have agendas. They accuse me of having an agenda. People have agendas. And this agenda crap got to stop. Got to stop. Tua was 11-6. Yeah, he was. 10 of those 11 wins were against teams that didn't even make the playoffs. And you want to gauge the team off of that? You want to evaluate the team off of that? You want to let that be the determining factor of how good we were or not? I like having real good football conversations. That's why a lot of relationships broke down in the community. People got in their feelings over just having real football talk and, putting emotions to the side. Like, you're not allowed to point out like a simple facts, right? We won 11 games last year, TD. Why can't you just be happy about that? I'm not allowed to say 10 of those 11 games were against non-playoff teams. That does not impress me. I'm not allowed to say that without being a hater. Like, it's not a valid concern. And the one playoff team we won was just as good as us. Barely beat anybody good. I'm not allowed to talk real football and be objective when it's the truth. And I'm tired of these people coming at me saying, Y'all just want to go back to the 6 and 10 days, 6 and 11 days. I'd rather go back to the 6 and 10 days if it leads me closer to the Super Bowl than staying at 10 wins every year and not even getting out the first round. People need to understand the reason why Tua and his camp is pushing for the highest number that they possibly can right now, because they know that this is it. This might be the only bag that he can acquire in the NFL. Because once he gets the bag, you will not be able to afford the amount of weapons that he currently has around him. I'm hearing people out here, I'm saying you're not going to be able to afford Tyreek and Waddle long term. I'm hearing people out here talk about, yeah, you can. The Eagles did it. The Eagles did not do it. Devontae Smith got robbed on his deal with minimal guaranteed money. Devontae Smith ain't making 30. Devontae Smith got a 25 per, and then on top of it, he had extra years to spread it out with only 2 years guaranteed worth. You see what San Francisco's going through with Brandon Ayuk. You see what the Browns are going through with Amari Cooper. You see what the Chargers just had to do. You see what the Bengals are going through with T. Higgins. It's all around you. Don't ignore it. And teams are trying to squeeze that last year. They got them all together to where they can afford it. But the players are like, nah, man, I want my money now. Y'all ain't finna use me for this year because you ain't gonna be able to afford me next year. I'm trying to get paid now before somebody catch on to this wide receiver market and changes it. Because everything has a correction period. I think the next correction is going to be the quarterbacks, and then it's going to be the wide receivers afterwards. Still a few years away, though. But it's all around you. All of these rosters are showing you. It doesn't matter that the salary cap is going up. And people ignore it. It's all around us. You cannot deny that and say I'm hating. The Bengals are going through it. The Cowboys are holding off on CeeDee Lamb. The Browns are going through it. The Chargers just went through it. The 49ers, as you can see, Miami's about to go through it. You see Tyreek want more money now. And Chris Greer's pretty quiet about that. It's all around the league. Let me check these likes, man. We got 1,026 people watching right now. Let me make sure we got that like button hit. If you're on Twitter right now, make sure you come over to YouTube to get all the streams. Not all the streams are streamed on Twitter. So you got to come to the YouTube to get all the streams, all right, that we have over here. Right? We got 200 likes. Y'all punch that like button. 450 people on YouTube. And we got more people on Twitter. It's crazy. 590 people on Twitter and 450 people on YouTube. Shout out to my one Twitch viewer, always. Brock Purdy can't get paid yet. His is next year. But that's another reason why they ain't going to be able to afford it. See, they know that if they pay Brandon Ayuk right now, Debo is going to be the one on the block soon. Remember, it went from we going to trade Ayuk to no, it's Debo, then back to Ayuk. You see, y'all didn't notice that around the draft? It was saying Debo might be out of there. No, it might be Ayuk. Oh, now it's back to Ayuk or whatever. So if they pay Ayuk, Debo's time is going to be cut short. And that's why they ain't going to pay Ayuk. They're going to try to give him a little bit more money this year, in my opinion, or make him play through it. But long term, I don't know if they'll be able to get the deal done. And if they do get the deal done, here's what most people don't understand. Oh, see, they were able to do it. Yeah, but they also don't have the same O-line they used to have. That's what the future's going to hold. Or they do still got a good O-line, but they ain't got the same linebackers they used to. Or they do got good linebackers, but they ain't got the secondary anymore. Something has to give, but sometimes y'all don't notice it. Sometimes you don't notice it. This week, I'm going to be providing everybody with some content. We're going to go over the 53-man roster, who I think is going to make the team and who's not going to make the team. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. I'm about to get on the super chats in a moment. But we're going to be talking about our free agent acquisitions and how much better did it make us, if it made us better. We're going to be talking about Jordan Poyer. You know, we're going to be talking about what Bills fans and what the word is about Jordan Poyer in his last year in Buffalo. Who are we getting as a player? I don't care about your accolades and what you did in the past. I only care about what you did last year. NFL is not for long. What you did last year is more indicative of who you will be with us or the best version. We're going to be talking about Shaq Barrett in Tampa and the Atlanta Falcons, Jonnu Smith, Benito Jones coming back, Aaron Brewer in Tennessee, Kendall Fuller and out of Washington, Anthony Walker Jr. It's a whole lot of other little free agents, but I ain't going to hit all these D tackles that I don't even feel going to make the roster. So we'll break all that down. We'll break it all down. But this Tua thing is hanging over our head. We're waiting to see what this is going to turn out to be. What are the Miami Dolphins going to end up doing? I think that Tua is going to be the one caving, but I do think he'll sign a deal. He'll get a deal done, and I think we'll all look at it and be like, it's not bad. Let's move forward now. It's not bad. 2.5 years of guarantees, maybe 3. You know, solid money, nothing to be embarrassed about. Let's see what he can turn out to be. If Tua bet on himself, I'm going to go on the record now and say it will not be a wise decision. He can prove us wrong. But if he bet on himself and say, no, I want that guap, I want it at the top. Matter of fact, I want $200 million guaranteed as well. And screw all them injury clauses and all that. If he bet on himself and Chris Greer make him play the 5th year, I just can't imagine a scenario of him playing the 5th year. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that would be an entertaining season. But it ain't gonna be right because I want to see the kid get a bag. See, and this is, and I guess I'm in my feelings from a personal standpoint. I want to see the kid get a bag. Family is excited and happy that, you know, what he accomplished. I mean, everything he's already done is already a huge accomplishment, but it's nothing like getting that bag, you know? But at the same token, man, if they make him play on that 5th year option, y'all, it's going to be firecrackers all year. When he play well, it's all good. When he don't play well, man, it's amplified. Playing on the 5th year, amplified. Man, I mean, it probably will be good for streamers though. It'll be excellent for streamers. People that do what I do, they'll love it. But then there'll be a lot of streamers nervous, reputations on the line. Oh man, time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. Time will tell. At the end of the day, we just got to figure out how to be in Super Bowl contention this year. Don't play no games. We need to actually compete for a Super Bowl this year. This is going to be the most exciting season I have ever witnessed of Miami Dolphin football. And I guess it couldn't get no better than having drama. It's always drama. Well, hey, here we are with the drama. Now, excuse me, now we got how many 3.5 weeks before training camp. I think a deal gets done within these next 3.5 weeks. Might even be tomorrow. I think a deal gets done. I think it gets done real soon before camp. But don't let us make it to camp and this man ain't got his money yet. Day one, we're gonna be like, ooh, is he sitting out? And I don't want to hear nothing about no halfway sit out where he's going through 7-on-7s, but he's not. Thank you to all 1,100 people watching right now. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. What up, Color? I see you in here, man. You've been saying that for 3 months, TD. Yeah, I'm shocked. I ain't gonna lie. I'm shocked right now. I honestly thought a deal would have been done. I'm actually shocked at Chris Greer. Like, let's be honest. First of all, you should have been done with this Tua experiment, right? But since you sold everybody and went out and invested with everything around them to try to make them the dude, why stop all of a sudden? This is the final piece. Make him the dude. Make him the guy. You did all of this weaponry and all this for the team to make him the guy. And then you get to the fourth quarter, 1 minute left. You know, you're at the 1 yard line with 10 seconds left, 4th and goal at the 1. Make him the guy. I mean, this is what you did. You did all of this. Make him the guy. And now you're hesitating? Now you're hesitating? Come on, we know Tua ain't asking for no $60 million. Like, we know it ain't nothing ridiculous. I'm shocked. And that's why I think it's all a show. I think it ain't a show. I know Chris Greer is like, man, I got to do what's smart, but you've been doing what's dumb for a while now. You gonna wait till the end to wisen up? Oh my gosh. Greer just trying to get a deal. I get it. But it don't look good. It doesn't look good. I know you're trying to get a deal, but it don't look good. Get a man his money if you know you're going to give it to him anyway, so we could all move forward and not have it hanging over our head. So we can get to Javon Holland and talk about what we're going to do with that situation. Cold feet at a wedding, exactly. All right, let me get to some of these super chats, man. Shout out to the 1,100 people watching right now. Fins up no matter what. TD, former Bucks QB Sean King is about to become public enemy number 1. Not sure if you've seen the video of him and Broussard. I saw it, bro. I saw the video. But he honest. Like, let's be honest here. Everybody think it. Like, let's be honest. Everybody know Tua ain't special. It's like they keep searching for a miraculous trait to put on him, and then they just need 2 talking heads to say it is, and then they stick with it. Oh, his anticipation and accuracy. He ain't that accurate. The numbers even tell you. They've been searching for elite traits for 3 years. They've been changing every year. First 2 years, what does Tua do well? Command the offense. What? Oh my gosh. Last year, what he do? I mean, his accuracy. And now you get Kurt and Acho and RG3 them, his anticipation and his accuracy and quick release. You know, like there's like literally there's like 100 attributes to a quarterback, and they can't name more than 5. So I know that Sean King gonna be public enemy. He ain't gonna be public enemy number 1. People gonna ignore that interview. If you're not floating it out, making it a narrative, they're gonna ignore it. But what he said was 1,000%. I mean, he ain't special. Just take what they offering. Don't overdo it. Ryan Clark, I'm saying it too. A lot of people saying it. Don't overdo it. You know, Shady McCoy even said it. I'm just saying, like, don't overdo it. You know, take what they giving you, because you don't want to blow this, because you can ruin it all in the season. That's what I'm telling y'all. They know this man ain't special. So yeah, I saw the video, man. Everybody knows, like deep down, even Dolphin fans know it. But a lot of Dolphin fans are even scared to talk about it because they get shunned by the part of the community that act like they gatekeepers. A lot of people know this already. Some people just shush about it. And they support him. And they hope he do great. They like him. He's good enough. It's better days than we had. Some Dolphin fans are so numb to it to where he's better than we had. So I'm fine. It's fine either way. Either way. You know? That's how it is, man. How do we know Miami offered Tua any type of contract? And well, because he said, I'm not. We're getting closer and stuff. That means they've had negotiations and have made up in their mind to let him go after current contract is up. Miami want to win now. Signing Tua prolongs the Super Bowl. Yeah, but they've offered him something. They've offered him a deal. The real question, if there is another decent option available, would you prefer to pay them $50 million for 2 years or Tua $275 over 5? Listen, this is an argument too, because here's where this is what we're headed to. This is what we're headed to. What's more valuable? Tua, and I'm just gonna throw this name out there. I'm not saying Tannehill replace him, right? But just hear me out here. What's more valuable? A Tua at 55 or a Tannehill at 10? You see what I'm saying? What's more valuable? A Lamar at 55 or a Baker Mayfield at 15? Do you see what I'm saying? This is where the conversation is starting to turn to now. The quarterbacks are getting so much money that the value of the money they're getting, it might even be better to just get that solid quarterback at 10 or 15 and load up around them. And Flacco, Trent Dilfer this thing, Eli Manning this thing, Nick Foles this thing. Once the quarterback market get out of reach like that, you're going to start seeing where average quarterbacks might start being good enough again because the roster is going to be so loaded around them. But this is why all these young quarterbacks get all these loaded rosters and they shine early on now. This is why a lot of your young quarterbacks have a little bit of success now right out the gate. Burrow, Herbert first 2 years, Jalen Hurts right away, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love. You see what I'm saying? Brock Purdy. All these young guys jumping on the scene and showing great play early with a lot around them, except CJ Stroud. He ain't had much around him. But everybody else did. Patrick Mahomes right away. So it almost like, would you be better off just keep drafting a quarterback and loading around them? And as long as they comparable and they not Josh Rosens, you can make something happen because you got a loaded roster. That's what it comes down to. So that's what you got to add. That's what the conversation look like it's starting to get to. Maybe it'll be better to go get a good, cheap quarterback and load up around them than to have a $55 million guy that you asking to carry the team when guys that can't even carry is getting 55 now. That's the conundrum. The non-carrying quarterbacks getting 55. Then you wonder why they start getting doing bad. And boy, I'm gonna lose my mind, and I'm gonna be fussing and yelling at everybody in the chat if Tua get paid, and 2 years later we keep complaining about what's around him. They need to fix the O-line. Well, we ain't do it in the past, and now that we really ain't got the money, they ain't gonna do it. They need better weapons, man. Ever since Tyreek went, they need to go invest in another one. How can they? Like, y'all gonna keep on complaining about what's around him in the future, not realizing that's why Seattle moved on from Russell Wilson, because they start complaining about, well, the linebackers done fell off. We need better linebackers. We can't afford it. We can't. That's why the Legion of Boom had to go. Nobody want to talk about the sacrifice you got to make when you pay them quarterbacks that kind of money. And I already know Tua's just fine. It's just they ain't fixed this. They ain't fixed that. How they supposed to do it? We got $2 million. Y'all asking for a $30 million fix. Year after year after year. It's coming. Don't worry. Y'all remember you heard it here first. It's coming. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call quarterback purgatory. Falling in love with a guy. And now you complaining about different position groups every year. The corners ain't good. We address the corners. Now the linebackers ain't good. We address the linebackers. The O-line ain't good. We address the O-line. Oh, the receivers ain't good. We address the receivers. Why the corners bad again? Because they came up for new money and now we got to address that again. Oh, the kicker sucks. like back to quarterback purgatory, blaming everybody just like in the past, except the quarterback. That's where we headed. Don't worry. We done seen this over and over, but we engaging in insanity, all for the love of one guy. Let me see here. All right, here we go. Bring T Hill back. I'm starting to not be so opposed to it if it can be cheap. If I am Greer, I say if we pay you what you want or market value, you are paid more than Josh Allen. Why should I do that? Are you better than him? No argument there. TD, no hard feelings. You do too much trying to convince Tua and he's a bum. Real football fans know what we see when it comes to Tua. Yeah. But listen, you got to fight against these narratives. And here's why. That's why we in the situation we in now. Because the real football fans know we shouldn't have never been in this situation. We should have been moved on. We should have been moved on. That's what most real football fans know. But we're going to go through this process. But why you think we in this process? Why you think we at this point to where we are now? Tua said the market is the market. Pay that bum trash. Miami treating Tua like the girl who keep around a little too long because she is sweet and nice, but then when she asks for a ring, you start making excuses. Ooh, that's messed up on the team's behalf, though. Chris Greer was saying either we get a top QB, aka Brady, Lamar, or Watson, or Burrow. Remember, they wanted to tank for him, or Watson with this money, or a quick build of top players to put around him. Yeah. We took the quick build of top players, but now it's time for him to get paid. And you ain't going to be able to continue to afford the build of top players long term. That's why we got all these 1-year rentals like Jordan Poyer, Shaquille Barrett, Jonnu Smith, all these one-year rentals. We can't afford a long-term good option. We keep on getting these 1-year rentals. Man. Anyway, man, let me get up out of here. I'm going to take these kids to go get some ice cream. We're going to stay up late tonight and watch them, have a family movie night. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Shout out to everybody watching right now. 1,200 people all together. 700 on Twitter and 450 on YouTube. One of my Twitch people. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. I will see y'all soon. Y'all stay blessed, man, and stay up. We will be back at it tomorrow. I got some great content coming y'all way, breaking down 53-man roster. We got some collabs, some insight from people who covered the previous teams of some of these players. I want to get the truth about some of these players. I think it'll be really good to hear, like, say if I bring on a Tennessee Titans guy to tell me, who is Aaron Brewer? What did you think about him? Give me the good and the bad. I think it'll be good to hear from an unbiased perspective about a player that's no longer with the team, so we can hear it. So you ain't got to listen to other people overselling them and me underselling them or whatever it may be. So we're going to do a lot of that in this coming week. All right. So y'all stay tuned right here at TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Love y'all. Real Dolphin fans, stand up. Salute to everybody watching the channel. Subscribe now on our road to 30,000 subs. Right now we're at 29,140. Let's get to 29,200. Peace. I'll see y'all soon. Excuse me again. Y'all on Twitter, come over to YouTube because I do all the streams on YouTube. Okay. Twitter, just get a occasional few here and there. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. I'm out.